Dave?
Michael, Ricky Ponting used to say there's no point in trying to rile Kevin Peterson because when he's angry, it used to inspire him to greater deeds. Do you think the Channel 9 might inspire him to something special in this game?
We'll find out tomorrow, won't we? Yeah, I don't really know what to say. I don't really know how to answer that. We'll find out tomorrow.
Michael, I understand you had a meeting with Jeff Allardyce and the RCC about DRS, or you're going to. Have you had it yet? Or?
No, I didn't attend the meeting last night. I think Jeff had a meeting with our team manager, and I think Darren Lehman went as well, but I didn't attend.
Did they report back to you as to what they discussed and what conclusions they reached?
I haven't had a discussion with them about it, no.
Michael, what's your personal response to these allegations of cheating? How does it feel to have that thrown in?
I made it pretty clear yesterday what I felt about it. I found it quite amusing, to be honest, and I'd prefer not to talk about it anymore. I think you guys have had a couple of days to write and talk about it, but for me the focus has got to be on cricket. I think there's been enough good cricket played in this series, and there's a huge test match for the Australian team starting tomorrow, so I'd like the focus to be on the match that's in front of us.
Is Hotspot helping those matches, though? Do you still have faith in that system?
Like I said, I don't really want to comment on it. It's irrelevant what I think, what I feel. The information I have is that nothing has changed from the first 3 test matches in regards to tomorrow's test. So it's move forward and get on with the game.
Michael, is there any development with what you're thinking with the bowling lineup, or just wait and see for?
No, well, we obviously announced our 12. I haven't had a chance to look at the wicket today, but I think the selectors wanted to have a look again at the pitch today, see how the other boys pulled up, and then we'll announce the 11 tomorrow at the toss of the coin.
Michael, obviously you're still trying to draw the series, but what else are you trying to take out of the series now that the Ashes are gone?
Well, that's our priority, to try and level the series. That's what we're focused on right now. I think any time you can have success against the team, you can build momentum for what lies ahead in the future. But we're pretty clear on our views that we want to leave here 2 or draw, level this series, I guess, if the rain stays away.
First time the Ashes have come this far north, big occasion for our region.
Yeah.
What do you make of the place?
Yeah, look, it's always nice to be here. I think Durham's a wonderful place to come and play cricket. I've been lucky enough to play some one-day cricket up here. We've got Michael DiVenuto as our batting coach, who's obviously spent a lot of time here as well and is very complimentary of the place. And I think the boys have had a good time so far. Nice warm day yesterday. It's still pretty muggy out there today. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to the test match as well.
Michael, Darren Lehman said after the game in Manchester, he thought he exposed some cracks in the batting lineup. Do you agree with that theory, or is that an area you can put pressure on in the top six?
I think it's nice to be getting a few of their top order out cheaply. They're obviously very good players, but it's going to continue to take a lot of hard work and some very good execution from our bowlers to continue that going forward. Yeah, I'm not silly enough to put the mocker on any of their batters because they're very good batters. So let's just hope from the bowling side of things for us that we continue to take 20 wickets for the least amount of runs possible. That'll give us the best chance of winning the test.
Sorry, this is ignorant, but it was my understanding that Alistair Cook was at that meeting with the RCC, so why would you not have been there?
I had no need to be there.
Also, can you just talk generally about how you're trying to prepare the team after that sort of frustrating draw? How do you build momentum ahead of this one?
I think all the boys took a lot of confidence out of that last test match. I think we all believe, and I guess you never know in this game, but we certainly believe that if the rain didn't take part throughout the whole test match, we would have won that test. So that's the way we've tried to look at it as well. We've taken a lot of positives. Guys have scored some runs, which is really encouraging, and our bowlers continue to do a fantastic job for us. So in regards to momentum, I think we're going to try and run with that. The boys are full of confidence now, and our goal is to continue to play that brand of cricket starting tomorrow.
Mike, I just wonder if you've learnt anything from the 2010 series where you came back at Perth with a much improved performance and then obviously fell away at Melbourne, even though you didn't win this game at Old Trafford, much improved performance. How do you make sure that you kind of don't fall away in the same way you did back in that series?
Well, I haven't spoken to any of the guys about 2010, to be honest. I think as a team, the one area that we continue to talk about is consistency in all forms of the game, especially when we're out of Australia in different conditions. So, tomorrow's another good test, and the next 5 days, I guess, another good test to see where we're at with that consistency. I was really pleased with the way we played in Manchester, but the good teams back that up day after day, and that's our job starting tomorrow.
Is consistency easier when the selectors are consistent with the makeup of the side?
Well, I don't think you have a issue with the selectors if you're making runs and taking wickets and winning games. The reality is when you're winning, you generally stick with a very similar team. When you're losing, you've got to make change a lot of the time because you've got to try and find a way to win. So I think it's more the players dictate the consistency. If you're performing consistently, generally the team will stay very similar.
What sorts of pitching conditions would suit Jackson?
I think any pitch, to be honest. I think he showed through his career back in Australia that, yes, he's had success in Hobart where the ball's moved around, but I think his statistics away from home are just as good. And we've got some pretty flat wickets in Australia. I think this wicket's extremely dry. Might go a little bit up and down as the game goes on. This is just looking at it yesterday, I haven't even seen it today. But if it's overcast, I do know in Durham that the ball can swing and certainly seam. So if he's given an opportunity, I'm sure he'll find a way to have success in any conditions.
Michael, do you think you've got a bit more momentum going into this game in England, given the way that you played at Old Trafford?
I don't know if it's any more than England. I think England will certainly be taking the positive that they're 2-0 up in the series and can't lose the Ashes. But I think the way we played in Manchester has certainly built some momentum for us, and plenty of confidence is flowing in our camp, which is a really nice thing to have, especially after losing the first 2 Test matches. But as a batsman, you start on 0. As a bowler, you haven't got a wicket. So it's about, like I say, the consistent performance. We need to be able to back up what we've just shown in Manchester.
And I was asked Darren after the game about almost longer term planning. Now that the Ashes can't be won for you, do you have half an eye on how you're going to plan for Australia and almost try and boost confidence and morale in these next 2 Test matches for that series?
I don't personally, but I'm pretty sure there's people within the high performance team that will have. I'm sure the selectors are thinking about that. As you've said, Darren's thinking about that. But as a player, I don't think you can afford to. I think you need to be really focused on what's in front of you. And I've said that for a long time. As soon as you take one eye off the ball, you'll find a way to not even be a part of that series. So as a playing group, we need to stay really focused on what's in front of us. But I think it is very smart that the high performance team and the selectors and the head coach are certainly looking to the Australian summer.
Are you confident that Ryan Harris can get to the 3rd Test match in 3 weeks? I know he's had problems in the past going through consecutive tests, and also he's how important he's been to you in the series so far.
Yeah, look, he's always important to the Australian team. I've said that my whole career. Every opportunity I've had to play with Ryan has been a great one, and he's a wonderful bowler and a great asset to our team. I am confident, but in saying that, I haven't seen Ryan this morning, and I haven't spoken to Alex, our physio, about him. So fingers crossed. I think for everyone's sake, I think it'd be nice if Ryan was available for selection, and he can continue his form. I think he's been bowling extremely well, and I know he'll be doing everything in his power to get out there tomorrow.
Last question now. Michael, with as Sol said during Australia this series, have you chatted to the other batsmen, the other senior batsmen, have you chatted to the others about converting and about posting big scores?
Well,
converting.
Not over the past couple of days, I haven't, no. We generally talk about that as a batting unit all the time. We're talking about different conditions, we're talking about the England bowlers, the pitch that we're about to play on. Look, I've said for a long time, I think there's enough talent there. It's just about that hunger that when you get in, you want to go on and cash in. And I think there's a big score around the corner for a couple of the guys, and I really hope that over the next couple of days, it's a good time to start.
Last question, Dave.
Australia played one day international cricket here, but obviously this is the first Test match. How much difficulty does that present to you, having not played it before? at Lords you had Glenn McGrath talking to the boys about his memories at Lords, and Shane Warne talking about Old Trafford. Have you got anyone talking about Durham or
Our batting coach. Our batting coach has spent a lot of time here. So, yeah, I think we've got... look, our knowledge of the ground is as good as you can possibly have without actually playing here. And a lot of guys have played one-day cricket here as well, which helps. So, yeah, I think a lot of the time, travelling around the world and playing on different wickets, it's about actually assessing them yourself as well. You can have all the information, which is important to give you some local knowledge, but I think the best way to assess them is to spend some time in the middle, whether you're batting or bowling. Still 22 yards, still 3 stumps either end. Still got to find a way to keep that red ball out as a batsman. So, I think guys will certainly adjust once they spend some time in the middle.